Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here. Just I wanted to come on real quick. Getting ready for turn these lights on. Okay, now we got lights. So I just had one of my online students or somebody email me about Dawn, using Dawn as a surfactant. And so, of course, I replied to him, but I just want to come on. I used Dawn many, many years ago when I first started. As a matter of fact, I was taught that the reason we used it was a soap marker, basically. Because all I did back then was downstream. The advent of all these dedicated pumps and soft wash pumps had not really come along. We used a pump up sprayer, but I was in Florida and I'd go to a place called Pinch a Penny and I'd grab five uh, 2.5 gallon jugs, I think they were, of uh, liquid pool shock chlorine, and squirt a couple of squirts of Dawn in it and downstream a house. Back then, we'd downstream up top of a tile roof and use a pressure to clean the roof. So very kind of low pressure, keeping it off. But anyway, uh, so yeah, um, I never had an issue using Dawn soap. Um, I just I realized even back then it said don't mix with bleach, but I would think you have to use a ton of it in order to get some type of reaction or whatever the issue could be while you don't use Dawn. And I'm not advocating using Dawn bleach. I'm Dawn with your bleach. I'm just giving you my take on it. And I never had an issue. I know a lot of guys in the early 2000s that used Dawn as their only surfactant for when they were even cleaning roofs. I mean, in a big tank, they would use it. And I know a lot of companies that use Dawn. A lot of guys just used nothing but Dawn back then. I do know, and I did experience that if I used it and I didn't use all my chlorine up within a couple of days, it would kill the bleach. The bleach would basically be just very watery. So, I just kind of always made sure I tried to use the exact amount of bleach that I needed to. But when you're downstreaming out of a 2.5 gallon jug of chlorine, you can get through a house with under two of those. So if you had just a little bit left, it wasn't a real big expensive thing, and those jugs we just took back and they'd refill them. But years later come out all these surfactants, and I've used just about everything that's out there. And so now I use predominantly the, not predominantly, all the time, the Dougie Fresh. It's an engineered design for exterior cleaning. It does great on windows, leaves them virtually streakless and spotless, depending on the hard water. But that one, the Dougie Fresh, runs like $40 a gallon, and you mix it 1 to 2 ounces per 5 gallons of bleach. The King's Clean is basically a high efficiency laundry detergent and has a nice little fresh smell to it. It'll help kind of mask that bleach smell. The Dougie Fresh will not. Although I've had some guys say they love how the Dougie Fresh masks the bleach, but it doesn't have any mask in it at all. So that's and your difference is like 18 a gallon versus 40 a gallon for the Dougie Fresh. This has water added to it, the King's Clean. That's why it's so much cheaper. So you got to mix it 1 to 2 ounces per gallon, and the Dougie Fresh you can mix 1 to 2 ounces per 5 gallons. So I'm not trying to sell you a surfactant. The wrap, you could even use the wrap as your house wash and roof cleaning surfactant. I'm not trying to sell you a surfactant, but I mainly wanted to talk about the bleach and using Dawn. I never had an issue with it. I always thought it worked fine, but the reason we used it, again, was as a soap marker, because when we're downstreaming back then, and I was only using like a 3.5 gallon per minute machine, portable, in the back of a van. But the reason we used it is so we could tell when the bleach was coming out, because you couldn't really smell it that bad and sometimes it was hard to tell if the bleach was coming out. So that's really my take on it. Again, I never had an issue using bleach. I mean, using Dawn soap with bleach. It does state that you shouldn't use it, but I think you'd have to use a ton of it in order to have that reaction. But I'm not a chemical engineer. I'm not telling you to use it. I'm not telling you not to use it. I will tell you to be careful with it, simply because of the warning on the label. But anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Hope that answers some questions about surfactants and the use of Dawn. I've used the, what was that, dishwashing Gain. I did not like it. It left things kind of hazy, didn't do well on the windows, but a lot of guys had excellent luck with it. So you just kind of have to use stuff and hone in on what's going to work best for you and what's best for your business. Warehouse is kind of messy today. My wife's got some stuff in here, some furniture she's been redoing. Some furniture's got to go to her dad. But we have the hands-on training today for the school, and then tomorrow is classroom. So it'll look totally different tomorrow because we'll get it all cleaned up. So anyway, hey, don't forget, coming up in Atlanta, we've got hands-on training, parking lot striping. We've also got the business conference, Difference Makers Difference Conference. I'm not real good at holding the phone. That's June 20th, 21st, 22nd in Atlanta, Georgia. And then we have our monthly classes coming up again, May, June, July, once a month, every year for the last 10 years, hands-on training right here in Houston, Texas, and then also the online video school. So I hope this has helped you guys. Just want to give you my take a little bit on Dawn. I'm sure some people will disagree. Some people will agree. That's what we're all here for. Hey, if we all agreed on everything, we'd only need me, right? So y'all have a very, very, very blessed day, and hope you guys are having a very successful year thus far. Take care.
Good is the enemy of great. There isn't any reason why you can't take your good pressure washing business and turn it into a great exterior cleaning business.